You remember this, right? That one drawer in your house. Just a tangled rat's nest of cables for every single device you've ever owned. One for your phone, a different one for your Kindle, a totally separate one for your camera. It was just chaos. And then, like magic, this showed up. USB-C. One standard, one plug that just worked. For everything. It was this simple, elegant solution that cleaned up the mess. Okay, so why am I talking about chargers? Well, I want you to hold on to that feeling of relief, because that exact same revolution is happening right now, but for artificial intelligence.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP for short. And yeah, you guessed it. It's basically the USB-C for AI. It's designed to untangle the absolute mess of AI integration and give all models one universal language to talk to the world. So let's start with the problem it was actually built to solve.
To really get why MCP is such a game changer, you first have to understand the mess it's designed to clean up. And trust me, it is a huge mess. I mean, think about it. A large language model all by itself? It's brilliant, for sure. It can understand language, it can generate amazing text, but it's totally isolated. It's kind of like a brain in a jar. It can think, but it can't do anything. It has no connection to your apps, your files, or the internet in real time. It can't send an email for you, it can't book a flight, it can't check inventory. All it can do is talk. And things have moved so fast. We started with those standalone LLMs, those brains in a jar. Then, developers had this aha moment. They could give them tools, which is just a fancy way of saying they wrote custom code to connect them to outside services. And this was a huge step forward, but it led us straight into our current problem, the integration mess. And this, right here, this visualizes the chaos perfectly. It's called the N by M problem, and it is a developer's nightmare. Look, for every N AI application you build, you have to write completely custom code for every M tool you want it to use. So you want your AI to use Slack, GitHub, and Stripe? Great, that's 3 totally separate custom integrations. Now you want to build a second AI app that does the same thing? You got to start from scratch and build 3 more. It just explodes into this unmanageable web of code.
In this stuff that holds it all together, developers call it glue code. And it is a massive pain. It's so brittle, you know? The second Stripe updates its API, poof, your connection breaks. There's no standard, so every developer at every company is just reinventing the wheel over and over and over again. You just can't scale a business like this. It's way too slow, it's expensive, and honestly, it's just incredibly frustrating.
Okay, so clearly this whole approach is broken. It's a dead end. We needed a better way. And that is where the Model Context Protocol steps into the picture. So what is it exactly? Well, at its heart, MCP is just an open standard. Think of it like a universal rulebook. It's everyone in the industry agreeing, hey, from now on, this is how we're going to connect our AI to our tools. Simple as that. It's about getting everyone to finally speak the same language. And boom, we are right back where we started. This is the simplest, most powerful way to think about it. Instead of that messy drawer of a dozen custom cables, you get one single standard port. If your tool is built to the MCP standard and your AI is built to the MCP standard, they just plug in and work. It's simple, it's clean, it's universal. Now, this is super important to get right. MCP is not another app you have to go buy. It's not a new platform, it's a protocol. You know, just like HTTP is the protocol that makes the entire web work, MCP is the exact same idea. It's the foundational grammar, the basic set of rules that's going to let us build a whole new kind of internet. An internet of AI agents.
All right, so we get the what, but how does it actually work? What's going on under the hood? Well, to get that, let's try another analogy that I think really nails it. Okay, so picture this. A celebrity wants to order a really specific meal from a fancy hotel restaurant. The old way, the API way, is like the celebrity having to call the front desk 3 separate times. First, they call for drinks. Then, an hour later, they call for lunch. Then later for dessert. And each time, they get a different person and have to explain the whole thing from scratch. Hi, it's me again, the celebrity. It's a total mess, right? No shared context. Now, the MCP way is totally different. The celebrity makes one call to their personal manager. They just say, hey, here's the plan. I want drinks now, lunch in an hour, and dessert after that. And the manager handles the whole shebang. They coordinate with the bar, the kitchen, the pastry chef, everything. It's one single smart request.
And that little story, it actually maps perfectly to the MCP architecture. The celebrity, that's your AI agent, what the protocol calls the MCP host. The celebrity's brilliant manager, the one doing all the coordination, that's the MCP client. And the restaurant manager on the other end, the one who actually knows how to talk to the kitchen and the bar, that's the MCP server, which connects to the actual tool. So yeah, those are the three big pieces you need to remember. You have the host, that's the main AI application itself. That host has a client, which acts as its smart coordinator for talking to the outside world. And that client communicates with all the different servers, which are the gateways to the actual tools and data sources. But here's where it gets really, really cool. MCP isn't just a smarter, cleaner way to call APIs. It fundamentally unlocks totally new capabilities for AI. You see, an MCP server can expose three different kinds of things to an AI. First, resources. And I don't just mean a web page. I mean direct access to files on your computer, specific databases, or a company's entire private knowledge base. Second, tools. These are actual actions, things like send this Slack message or create a new GitHub repo. And third, and this is super interesting, prompts. These are like reusable playbooks for reasoning that help the AI think through complex problems more effectively. And that right there is the whole point. This is the critical leap. We are moving away from AI that can only ask and answer questions to AI agents that can actually do things. That brain in the jar, it now has hands. It can take meaningful, complex actions in the world on your behalf. So let's zoom all the way out, because this isn't just some neat technical upgrade for developers. This is a fundamental paradigm shift in how we're all going to interact with technology. This chart just says it all, doesn't it? The old way with traditional APIs, you get very little context, and it is super complex to manage. You, the developer, have to do all the heavy lifting. MCP completely flips that on its head. It provides high context, the manager remembers the whole plan, with incredibly low complexity. You just make one smart request. Just think about what this really means. For the last 20 years, how have we used the internet? We search. We type words into a little box and we get a list of blue links back. That's the internet of search. But we're moving toward an internet of action, a world where you don't search for things, you just state a goal. And an AI agent goes out and does all the necessary steps across multiple services to actually achieve it for you. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. MCP is to AI what HTTP is to the web browser. HTTP was the foundational plumbing that made the modern web possible. Well, MCP is the plumbing for what's coming next, the age of intelligent, autonomous AI agents. So, I want to leave you with this one last thought. In a world where your personal AI agent is the one doing the work for you, booking your flights, ordering your groceries, choosing which products to buy, what happens to business? What happens to marketing? It's not about grabbing your attention with a flashy ad anymore, is it? It's about earning your agent's trust. It's about having the best data, the best service, the best value, so that your logical, rational AI agent chooses you. It's a world built on trust, not attention. And the big question is, are you ready for that? Because it's coming a lot faster than you think.